Today we are at Bradford on Avon. Byron is getting really excited, so we are getting ready to get out, show you guys some cool things. But I'm really excited. I can just tell you, driving through the high street just now, this place is incredible. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. So I'm really excited. So let's go explore Bradford on Avon. Let me get Byron because he is getting super excited to get out of this car. Okay, the big draw to Bradford on Avon is going to be just checking out some of the restaurants and exploring this village. It is a smallish village. It smelled small. It felt smaller as the day went on, to be honest. But it is. Look at this building. Look at this tea room. I mean, oh my gosh. But there is just so much quaintness here. There's so much to explore, and so many of these little streets where you just feel like so many of these little villages, you're just stepping back in time. So definitely, this is a place to come if you want to see some history. All right, for my literary connection this week, there are two sort of modern authors that are from Bradford on Avon, and we're going to go into Ex Libris, which is a local bookstore. So the first one is Simon Green, and he's very well known for a lot of his sci-fi and murder and ghosty paranormally type books. And the other author from this area is Sheila McCullough, who wrote the Puddle Lane series, which I think was quite big in the UK. Today, for lunch/brunch, we went to the Little Barn Cafe and we had a gluten-free millionaire shortbread and a gluten-free pear blondie. I think it said, it might have been pistachio blondie. I think it was pistachio blondie. And they were so delicious that we actually went in for a third cake/pastry. I'm going to call it a pastry to make myself feel better. But this was the courgette and avocado cake. It was like a gluten-free carrot cake, except instead of a cream cheese frosting, it was just kind of like this whipped amazingness. It was also dairy-free, so I don't know how they did that. But it was delicious. They had so many cakes here. First thing I want to show you is another town lockup. So this is the Silver Street Bridge lockup. And this one I think dates back to the 1700s. It's just kind of weird to think that there is just a jail cell here in the middle of town. Strange. Okay, this interesting thing is called the Iron Duke, and this is a very large rubber calendar machine where I think they made large sheets of rubber, and it is set up in the middle of town just to kind of be a commemorative object to remind of the history in the rubber industry that's located in Bradford on Avon. So it is a huge piece of machinery, and I don't know, it's just kind of a really cool thing to see, like right in the middle of town, that they have this kind of museum piece so that everybody who walks by can be reminded of the local industry in the area. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next, we randomly stumbled upon this Saxon church, which when I started doing research on it, I mean, it dates back to like the 1100s or earlier. There's some different dating, and it's really, really, really old, and you could tell. It was kind of a strange, bizarre sort of church experience. Nothing kind of resonated with me as far as modern church architecture, how a church looks, the way the congregation or the sanctuary set up, the things you would find inside. None of this seemed like modern day Protestant church to me. So it was a very interesting, bizarre kind of thing to find. Finally, Bradford on Avon has been flooded a number of times, and there is actually a plaque in town that shows October 25th, 1882, and it shows the flood level of one of the largest and highest floods that was recorded. And what's interesting is my parents were in Hurricane Helene last September, and it is interesting to see how the flood lines are marked, because you kind of can't have an appreciation for what that is like. And also, I saw this amazing swan just swimming in the background. Okay, first of all, Jesus Jones is from Bradford on Avon. And secondly, this Tithe Barn, which is huge. I'm just going to list the things that it says this has been used in the filming of. So Wolf Hall, The White Princess, Downton Abbey, the film, the Netflix series Cursed, Robin Hood of Sherwood, and a 2009 film called Creation. So this barn has obviously been used in quite a number of productions. It is huge, and I can definitely see why this makes for an excellent filming location. So I haven't seen any of those. So if you have and you recognize this barn, let me know, and also let me know if it's worth checking out. So first of all, don't miss the Shambles, which is just like a mini tiny version of the Shambles in York. So it's a little street with some shopping. It's the one that's got the bookshop on it. But right down here in this little alley is called the Shambles. So you can even see Shambles Studio there. So it makes a cute little shopping trip. So definitely don't miss that if you are in Bradford on Avon. Also, don't miss the events. There were live musicians playing in a little art center over here next to the Tithe Barn, where you could check out some local crafts and local crafters and local artists and listen to great music. So make sure you check out that area if you visit. And like so many places around here, there are some just really nice places to take some strolls and take some walks, so that you feel like you kind of can get out of the village city life for a second and just kind of get back to some nature. I think the UK often has a reputation, in America at least, of having not a lot of green spaces, but I have found that so far we have found a bunch of amazing places to take some really nice nature walks. Even just strolling by the water here was pretty great. This concludes our tour on Bradford on Avon. It's starting to rain, so we're gonna have to dash it to the car, but it's a very, very beautiful place to visit. Highly recommend.